This is Jeremy Clute, and I'm here to talk to you today about Nlyte Intelligence Operational AI. The example I'm going to walk through today will follow a use case where many of our customers have looked for situations in their data halls where they are oversubscribed for power. In other words, their cabinets are drawing more power than their design point would suggest is safe. So the first thing I want to do is introduce you to the Copilot interface that were developed for Nlyte AI. And this, of course, is a demo environment, but I think most people will be familiar with the Microsoft Copilot interface. So the first query, and this is a example, will show you the natural language capabilities of the Nlyte AI via the Copilot interface. And what I'll do is start out basically asking the cabinet, the interface to show me the cabinets in the Dallas data hall that are oversubscribed for power. In this example, Nlyte AI will go out and provide a list of the cabinets that are oversubscribed for power, but it will also show you that the data return does not include each cabinet's rated power, right? So I can't determine which ones are oversubscribed yet because I actually, in this case, the system didn't have the design point of what it is we're working with. So it tells you in the next steps that it can, if you provide that design point, it'll be able to tell you more closely what's oversubscribed. So what I'll do then is, continuing on this thread, I'll say standard cabinet capacity is 8 kW. And now what the system will do is factor in the 8 kW versus the actual power usage across the system and give us a list of oversubscribed cabinets. And you can see here that those cabinets are ranked. They're listed. They are not ranked, but you can see also that some are critically oversubscribed, what the load in wattage is, in this case, 23.6 kilowatts, and what the approximate percentage above that design point of 8 kilowatts per rack you actually see in each of these. And if I say, this is great, I want to, though, get this in ranked format, so I'll say list these cabinets, rank these cabinets. And now I can see sort of from largest or most critically overpopulated or oversubscribed to least. And so then you can also see what, as Copilot will suggest other items, right? Or other actions like show cabinets above 75% capacity or list assets in a particular cabinet. In this case, I want to tell the system to generate a mitigation plan. So I'm going to say mitigation list for load rebalancing. And this is interesting, as you'll see, the system will reason through what really should be taken into account here. So load rebalancing for oversubscribed cabinets. You can see the tier 1 or critical overload items and listed by cabinet, what the recommended actions are, all the way down to the tier 3 cabinets that are overloaded. And then again, what are the recommended destination cabinets for load rebalancing? So now, where is it that we should move load from and to? And so you can look at this, and it even summarizes the priority move list. If you want this in a ready to execute operation sequence, reduce the load in Dallas 035 by 15 kilowatts, and so on. Very useful. And if Dallas 035 is our most critical, perhaps I want to notify the business groups that have assets in that cabinet initially that there needs to be some remediation taking place here, right? So I want to find out which business groups have servers in Dallas 035. And in this case, what the system will do is retrieve and you can see it walking through its reasoning, what the system will do is retrieve the business groups that own assets in that particular cabinet. And so in this case, we can see Oscorp owns the HPE blade chassis and the server blades in Dallas 035. So you can see, and then I can say show assets by business group. And so I'll just go ahead and expand on that. And we'll get just a bit more detail about these actual assets owned by Oscorp in this particular cabinet. And then there's another business group, which is called business in this case, which has the following assets owned by it. And then lastly, those that are unassigned or have no business group. In this case, the 2 rack PDUs and 2 top of rack switches that are there are also in this case listed. And so this gives the operator or the data center manager, whoever is performing this action, the information they need to begin to tell the relevant business groups what is the move and the change that needs to happen, and you can follow that mitigation plan that was provided by the system itself. So again, this is the oversubscription followed by mitigation capabilities that are offered in the Nlyte Intelligence Operational AI system. Thank you.
Nlyte software defines modern data center infrastructure management.